I'd only just shut the car door when she came storming down the sidewalk. Hair frizzed, cheeks flushed, fury radiating off her like heat from pavement. "You need to stop hurting her," she spat, finger shaking in my face. I blinked. "What?" "Your daughter," she hissed. "I hear her, screaming, crying, every day. You don't even try to hide it." My heart did this strange skip. Not fear, not confusion, a pause, like something inside me froze just long enough to notice the chill. "My daughter's in Scotland," I said slowly. "Studying." She stared at me, waiting for a crack in the mask. "I already called child services," she snapped, and turned away, triumphant. My front door creaked open. I didn't remember unlocking it. Inside, the silence felt curated. No hum from the fridge, no ticking clock, like someone had stripped the house of its sound. I moved through the foyer, slow, careful. Nothing looked touched, and yet everything felt off. The dining chair was slightly askew. A glass had moved from the cabinet to the sink. A faint indentation on the couch. Too shallow for an adult. Too small. Child-sized. I walked to my daughter's room, knowing it would be locked. It was. I didn't remember locking it before she left. I didn't remember a second toothbrush in the bathroom either. One with pink bristles and a cartoon handle. Still wet. I stared at it for a long time. Too long. That's when I stopped wondering if the neighbor was lying, and started wondering who was. I didn't confront her, not yet. I studied patterns, movements. Every week the grocery bills were higher, but the fridge was still half empty. Items I never ate, fruit snacks, juice boxes, buried under bags. A week later I installed hidden cameras. Nothing at first, just her. But one afternoon, 2 days after I told her I'd be flying out for work, she didn't know I never left, and the footage showed a little girl being led into the house by the hand. A girl I'd never seen before. My wife smiled at her like a mother, tucked her hair behind her ear, fed her, brought her into our daughter's bedroom. I watched the girl sit on the floor and hum softly to herself while my wife cleaned around her, like she belonged here, like she had always belonged here. I printed stills, dates, times, faces. I pulled bank statements. I tracked transfers to an unlisted account, and I traced the name on the receipts. Isla Renner, age 6. The name my wife had whispered in sleep once, years ago. Back then, I thought it was a dream. Now, I knew better. The DNA test took 4 days. The envelope arrived unmarked as requested. I opened it with a scalpel, because knives are too honest. Probability of paternity, 0.00%. I sat with the paper for 13 minutes. Just sat. And then I printed a second copy. I placed it in her favorite mug, the one with the quote, "Love is patient, love is kind." That evening, I set the mug on the table, poured her tea, watched her open it and read. Her face fell in increments. Denial, shock, guilt. Then the eyes watered. "What is this?" she croaked. I didn't respond. She looked up, searched my face for rage. There was none. Only frost. Only silence. "You brought a child into this house," I said finally. My voice wasn't angry. It was surgical, precise. "You hid her here. You used my daughter's room. My money. My name." She shook her head, mouthing words that wouldn't come. "I know everything," I said. "The birth certificate, the hidden payments, the lies." Her lips parted. She reached for me. I stepped back. "You were pregnant before we met, weren't you?" Silence. "You told me I was your first, that our daughter was ours." She wasn't. Her breath hitched. "I met her father," I added quietly. "He's been looking for Isla for 3 years." That was the knife. Not sharp, not sudden, but buried deep. She collapsed into the chair, sobbing. I left the papers on the table. the custody reversal documents beside them, and the police contact card for the kidnapping unit, just in case. I sleep in hotels now, rooms with white noise and no ghosts. Our house sold in a week. She fought it, tried to call, sent messages that began with please and ended with forgive me. I never responded. I don't hate her. I don't love her either. What I feel is colder than indifference. It's the kind of peace you earn through fire, the kind that scars. They call it closure. I call it the moment you stop bleeding. Because truth is, I didn't lose a daughter. I never had one. And she didn't lose a husband. She lost the mask she wore to keep the lie alive. And now, she has to live with the face underneath.